Welcome to the International Culinary Institute. My name is Chef Humberto Guardiola. I'm one of the chef instructors in here. And today we're going to show you how to prepare a composed salad. One of the elements of this composed salad is going to be the beets. We are going to utilize the beets, show you how different ways of utilizing the beets. We're going to use it in a roasted method, we're going to pickle, and we're going to utilize it also for a vinaigrette. So the first thing that we want to do for a roasted pickle, for a roasted beets, we're going to add a little bit of oil. And yes, we haven't peeled the beet, we haven't done anything to it, just we are going to add a little oil. We're going to roast it like that. What is the benefits of doing it like this? Well, while we roast the beet with the skin, we're preserving its nutrients, we're preserving its natural uses, and the flavors is going to intensify even further. After we roast them, we're going to peel them and we're going to use them. So as you saw, we put a little bit of oil. We're going to put it in a 350-degree oven. And while that is going, we are going to start our pickling juice. So what we're going to do, we are going to add in our pot rice vinegar, or if you prefer, we can add some cider vinegar or even red wine vinegar. We're going to add some sugar in here. And we're going to make sure that we are diluting this, okay? And while this is heating up, I'm going to take a little bit of ginger root that I have, and I'm just going to chop it up. No matter the size, just we want to expand the surface of the ginger root so all the flavors will intensify in our pickle. We're going to add in here, we have crushed peppercorns, we have juniper berries, we have bay leaves, all right, and we have cumin seeds. So I'm going to add all this in here, known as our pickling spice. So we are going to heat this up and make sure that all the flavors develop with each other and the sugar infuse and dissolve with the vinegar. While that is happening, I am going to take my roasted beets, which has been in the oven now for 30 minutes, all right? Depending on the size of the beet, you might want to roast it up to 45 minutes. The size, the beet that we had, the size of the beet that we have, 30 minutes should do fine. So with a dry rag, we're going to come in here. We're going to carefully put this in here. And we're going to start peeling our beets. Now you can see that all the skin has been kind of wrinkled, and it's going to be easier to peel. You can use a regular peel, all right? But we can even take this like this and peel it, no problem, all right? So after we peel it, something that we want to take in consideration, that our beets has a lot of pigments, all right? A pigment called carotenoids, and they are very strong. There's a very, very, very strong pigment that can stain your surface area and everything in between, right? So we want to be careful with this. What I'm going to do, okay, I am going to place a parchment paper on my cutting board, and that way I can minimize that stain, right? So I'm going to cut the roots. I'm going to cut a little bit of the tip. This we're gonna utilize as a trimming, usable trim for our vinaigrette. So I'm gonna save this, okay? I'm gonna take this in here and square it away for my roasted beets parts. And then I'm gonna take some of them and use them for my usable trim. Now I have a nice square element. Like I mentioned, these are gonna go for my vinaigrette. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut some of these beets in medium dice, which is 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. And some of them, I'm gonna cut them in julienne, okay? Which is 1/4 inch by 1/4 inch by 2 inches. So it's a longer cut, right? So I'm gonna come in here, cut these ones to size, a nice dice. Okay. And then I am going to add some, enhance their flavor with some rosemary, some thyme, a little extra virgin olive oil, and obviously a little salt and pepper. For these ones, I'm gonna cut them in julienne. So I'm gonna come in here, make sure that this is 2 to 2.5 inches, all right? Make sure that they're evenly thick, evenly in length. And we're gonna come in here and cut them in julienne, okay? Once I finish that, I am going to put them in my pickling liquid. I'm gonna shut this off, okay? And I am gonna take my beets, roasted beets, and put them in a container, okay? I am going to clean my knife really quick. Okay, and I am going to take the rosemary, just a teaspoon of each should be good. I'm going to take the thyme, take all the stems out, just leave the limbs, the leaves. Okay, and I'm going to chop them up really fine, okay? And all these flavors are gonna complement the beets, the sweetness of the beet really, really well. Now that we have a nice even chop, even size of the herbs, we're gonna incorporate it in here. All right, we're gonna add a drizzle of olive oil, okay, and a pinch of salt and pepper, freshly ground pepper, okay? I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna mix them all up. And I'm gonna reserve these for service, all right? Now, for this salad, you can choose to serve them warm or cold. It's gonna be your choice, okay? And for the next segment, we're gonna show you how to create a beautiful beet vinaigrette.